Kentucky.
The crowd is assembled here at the Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah. To cheer on the Jazz. The Clippers looking for a strong start to this road trip. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
Well, the Utah Jazz enjoy what has long been considered one of the best home court advantages in the NBA here at Energy Solutions Arena. You combine the altitude with these rowdy fans, tough place to get a road win.
A different look for Utah. For Booker, he's checked in now for Cantor. Exum comes in for Burks. And Thomas subbed in for Trey Burke. The Clippers also making some changes. Glenn Davis is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. The strategy included running the offense through Thomas. That may be a strategy that comes as a little bit of a surprise, but Coach is showing a lot of confidence in his ability to produce an outstanding effort today. He wants them to also play at a very up-tempo pace, push the ball up the court as quickly as possible. That was his message. Well, it hasn't been pretty so far, but with those changes being made and the game plan still in the opening stages, they could easily turn things around. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Well, it wasn't the dream debut that he had wanted for himself, Clark, in his first NBA game, but nobody has a perfect debut.
That's true. I remember my first game as an NBAer, and it was awful. He did look a bit overwhelmed at times, but the team was able to get the win, so that's something positive that he can take away from it all.
Now they've gotten something out of just about every possession, and their defense has been just as good. Masterful performance across the board.
And don't forget, on the road, too.
Shot to stop the run, and the shot is good. Thomas got his first bucket of the night.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Paul with the ball.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Here's Thomas. Hawes with the block. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession.
11 seconds on the shot.
16 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Thomas's shot is off. Now Farmar. Right now averaging 5 points a game. And he gets the bucket.
They keep going down low with the ball, and it results in points. They're having their way in the paint.
And it's resulted in a big early lead, too.
No good. And an overpowering first quarter.
Next Monday night, February 2nd, Chris.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second. Utah ends up going with the new group. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin. Turkoglu's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Paul subbed in for Jordan Farmar. Hayward 3 and favors the 4. Thomas is out there with Exum, and it's Booker in at the center filling out the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Crawford. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Utah comes into this one after the win against the Boston Celtics.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
For Los Angeles, they have shot 3 of 7 at the foul line. That one is off.
You know, as we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has improved. It's gotten more aggressive, more physical.
It sure seems like it has. They've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, this last season was the Clippers' 30th in Los Angeles, and for a team that's long played in the Lakers' shadow, for the second season in a row, the Clippers were the best team in LA.
Paul against Thomas, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see two tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
Then, of course, you look at the numbers. John Stockton with 3,265 steals over his career. Really a crazy number, averaged over 2 a game, and even in his later years, he was a threat in that regard.
And for the Clippers, in their 30 years in LA, folks, only 6 times have they finished the regular season with a better winning percentage than the Lakers. Man, it's been domination by the Lakers out there in LA land. So Clipper fans are hoping that this is a sign of things to come going forward for their team, the Clippers.
35 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
Paul passes to Crawford. There's a screen. Back to Paul. There's Turkoglu. No good off the back of the rim. Thomas against Crawford. Baseline jumper. Thomas, no good.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Clippers lead by 19. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin, and obviously a high-scoring half for you guys in this one, Blake. What was the key to breaking it open?
It starts on defense. You know, our defense did a good job of getting stops, getting rebounds, getting out in the open floor, and got some easy buckets, and then, you know, shots start to fall.
All right, let's get our heads on straight. This is not what these people came to see. We've got to talk about that first half. We've come up dry from three-point range, and it's killing us. I thought that shot would be something we could lean on, but we need to rethink that for the time being. And maybe just as critical is to get...
And as we begin the second.
Let's go. You're in.
Hey, about time.
Los Angeles leading by 20. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. Crawford out there with Farmar. And it's Redick in at the small forward position. Jordan the screen. Farmar kicks to Crawford. 5 on the clock. And a great assist by Farmar as that one goes in. Farmar's got his 3rd assist on the night. Substitution. Thomas comes in for Trey Burke. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Glenn Davis is checked in for Jordan.
Well, Jamal Crawford has proven that no matter what role he plays, just call him buckets. He can flat out put the ball in the basket. You got to give him a lot of credit, though. He does change his game quite a bit depending on if he's coming off the bench or starting. I think that speaks to his IQ.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, when Doc Rivers came to...
You're better than that.
Not tonight, I'm not.
The Jazz shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done.
And as you said with Jamal, a lot of players can't really make that change between being a starter or a sub, but he does it so smoothly in such short time. It really adds a lot of utility to this team.
Favors plays the 4 with Cantor at the 5. Burke in at 7. Hayward in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. A different look for Utah. Goods checked in for Exum, and Thomas subbed in for Burke. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Clippers. Over in the corner, Paul loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Well, Crawford described it perfectly, Clark, when he said as a 6th man, you have to come in and force yourself into the game. As a starter, the pressure isn't there as much as you can go with the flow.
Yeah, players like him can often do one or the other. Come in firing off the bench or let the game come to you, but rarely can they assess what the team needs like Crawford does and adjust on the fly so smoothly.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Favors sets the pick for Thomas.
You know, there's been some debate over the idea of the quote-unquote hot hand. One study implied that it actually doesn't exist. I always felt as a player that, you know, as soon as I felt the ball go through the hoop a couple times, I was much more likely to make that next one.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Right side, Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Here's Hawes. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Jazz have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
Inexcusable mistake for a team that's trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, I have no clue what he was thinking about there. As a matter of fact, he may have had his brain in neutral.
The Jazz making a switch here. Felix is checked in, and then for Los Angeles, Udo comes in for Spencer Hawes. And Chris Douglas-Roberts subbed in for Turkoglu. The drive by Paul. Drops in the layup for 2.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Here's Thomas. And the rejection by Udo. Paul outside. It's tipped and stolen by Favors. And here is Thomas. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
It's amazing one player can turn the ball over so often. You know, there are around 150 current NBA players with D-League experience. The developmental league, which started back in 2001 with 8 teams, now has 18. The structure has changed a little bit over the years, but I think you have to say that the D-League has become a big success for the NBA.
Paul kicks to Udo. Here's Jordan. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Jordan's got 4 points this quarter.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
From 15 feet away, that doesn't go either for Thomas.
And, you know, this season, the Knicks, the Pistons, and the Magic acquiring single affiliation with D-League teams, and that seems to be a trend. The Knicks and Pistons moving them close to White Plains, New York, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, respectively. Looking to develop players within their system and get them back and forth quickly from their D-League assignments. Makes sense and looks to be moving towards more of the Major League Baseball model.
Douglas-Roberts dishes to Bullock. Paul right side. Bullock passes to Udo and stolen by Favors. Outside Thomas. Shot to end this cold run. The Jazz again can't hit it. And of the 18 D-League teams, 15 are in single affiliation, Steve, with one NBA team. About half of those owned outright by their parent ball club.
Well, it's moving in that direction, Kevin, a place to develop talent and test out new methods. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see every NBA team with their own D-League affiliate before long.
He tries for 3. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
Well, not only are they on their way to winning this game, but this will also give them a win